following the terrorist attacks in Bondi, the deadliest in our nation's history, the Prime Minister has failed to acknowledge that radical Islamic extremism was the driving ideology behind it. You cannot defeat what you won't define, and the Prime Minister has muddied the waters. This refusal to clearly name the threat has allowed this threat to spread unchecked, and as a result, Australians have been placed in danger. When will the Prime Minister finally concede that refusing to name radical Islamic extremism as the driver of this terrorist attack on Australians makes future attacks more likely and helps anti-Semitism continue to spread unchecked?
Thank you. Senator Watt. Senator Watt, come to order. Minister Wong.
Senator Bell, first, the Prime Minister, Mr Burke, myself, we have all identified very clearly, on the advice of the AFP and ASIO, which has also been part of the public discussion and public reports, that this is an anti-Semitic terrorist attack that was inspired by ISIS, which is an organisation that peddles hatred and is inspired by a radical perversion of Islam. We have said that. And second, I am seeking, in a time where we are grieving the worst terrorist attack in Australian history, not to engage in partisanship, but I would say this, Senator. Your party just voted against bills which made it, which enabled the government to crack down on hate groups. Your party just voted against legislation which was all about tackling hate. So your party has come out against.
How are you going to vote today?
Order.
Your question or your vote?
Your party.
Order on my right. Order. Minister Wong, please continue.
Your party just voted against laws which enable tougher action being taken on visas.
Shame.
Both the cancellation of visas and the refusal of visas.
That's what you say.
So, Senator Bell, to come in here and say you want stronger action taken on hate, whilst your party over there votes against legislation which would enable stronger protection on migration, in terms of visas for hate preachers and others, that your party voted against laws which are designed to crack down on those who preach hatred, and organisations which do that. With respect, Senator, I think that is not a consistent position.
Has expired. Order. Order. Order on my right. I've called order 3 times. I should not have to do that. Senator Bell, first supplementary.
Minister, you talk about hatred, you talk about perversions, but we want you to talk clearly about radical Islamic extremism. And this government's failure to enforce existing laws since the October 7 attacks 2 years ago.
Senator Bell, please resume your seat. Order again on my right. The senator has the right to have his question heard in silence. Senator Bell, please continue.
The refusal to unequivocally call out radical Islamic ideology driving anti-Semitism in Australia has allowed this problem to escalate into a terrorist attack on Jewish Australians. When will this government accept responsibility?
Thank you, Senator Bell. I'm waiting for the Senate to come to order. Minister Wong.
The bill that has just passed the House, that you will have the opportunity to consider shortly, is a bill that, amongst other things, enables the Minister for Home Affairs to cancel or refuse a visa for people who want to come here and spread hate. It's a bill your colleagues voted against, and I would ask you to give, if your position is you want government to be able to crack down on those who spread hate, to reconsider your position on this legislation between now and when it comes to this chamber.
Ask your leader Barnaby what to do.
Thank you. Senator Bell, second supplementary.
Minister, you talk about passing legislation to deal with the problem, but what we've actually seen today occur in this parliament is a farce. Your government, with help from the Liberals on one hand and the Greens on the other, you are rushing through massive changes to our nation's laws with no real scrutiny. 2 bills with no real scrutiny, and you are shutting down debate. When will your Prime Minister accept responsibility for this farce and resign?
Order. Order across the chamber. Order. Order. Minister Wong.
Senator, we believe that the worst terrorist event on Australian soil in our history requires a serious response, a responsible and serious response, and that is the approach the government is taking. With respect, that question was not a serious response.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Darmanin.
My question is to the Minister